Hey everyone, what is up? Just doing like a check-in video. So, I found out that my ex, who is my son's dad, is, well, thank God he finally blocked me on his Facebook. Because he was sending me messages for the longest fucking time, and I can show you and, like, he does YouTube too, but I can show you the messages he sent me and like all the videos and stuff like that, where he was like, he admits that he shows up to my house and all this shit that he used to do. He hasn't done it for about, well, it's actually been a month now, because I've been out of work for a month because of this whole fucking keep lockdown thing. The last time was a week before we had been locked down. He showed up at my work with flowers and candy. Oh, we're back together. And I said, we'll discuss it Wednesday. Well, Wednesday came along and work was closed. So, okay, so it was the same week. So it's been a month. Thank you. But heard it through the grapevine that he's talking shit about me on his channel, which is kind of funny. Because, if you know anything about me, you know I'm an open book. So, he tells people that he wishes someone would look at him the way his ex looked at cocaine. I'm not gonna lie, I used to have a really bad cocaine habit. I really did at one point. I even went back on it for a little while, but I was only on it for like a month, and I like quit again. I was like, this isn't what I want. So, I have not done from 2000. I've done a lot of drugs. I'm not gonna lie, I've done a lot of drugs, guys. My hair looks like a wreck right now, and I did color it. It's red, you guys. It's red now. But I went on a 20-mile hike with my dog today. So we've been doing a lot of exercising and eating right and just maintaining our health to the best of our ability. It's really nice outside lately, so I try to go out. I have a sensitivity to the sun, though, so if I spend more than 30 minutes in the sun, like, I get sick. I can't explain it other than that. So I have to sweat my ass off when I'm outside, especially if it's the broad daylight, when I like to walk the trails and parks and stuff, because I have to have a hoodie on. I have to keep myself covered from the sun. So it's really pretty outside, and I'm really glad for that. I was out walking the dog today. But it's just been an all-around good day until I got that information that he's talking shit about me, which is kind of funny because he'll never admit. Oh, he does a YouTube video. I think he did a YouTube video about how don't trust, the person you're with because they might be lying to you, this, that, and the other. And then he tells about how I used to talk about my ex-husband beating on me. That's true. My daughters even admitted that they've seen my ex-husband beat on me. But he says that he's basically calling me a liar, which is kind of funny because a person who commits abuse is never going to admit that they're abusive. And he will never admit that he was abusive. He did admit to me that he found out that what he was doing to me was abusive. This is my son's dad who admitted he was abusive. My ex-husband will never admit that he was abusive. Ever. Because it's his cultural thing, I guess. I don't know. I don't care. And it's kind of funny because he's like basically saying don't trust, call them out on their bullshit, get both sides of the story. If a girl walks up to you with a black eye, okay, and the guy she's with, she says, my boyfriend hit me, and the guy she's with, his ex-girlfriend before her, broke up with him because she got a black eye, odds are the guy's got domestic abuse issues. Point blank. And once again, like I said, a person who lies, cheats, and abuses is never going to admit they're lying, cheating, or abusing because they don't believe that they are. They don't see their problem and see that they're doing it. And then when you try to be like, hey, you can't do that, it's abusive, they're like, oh, no, it's not. You need to change. That is a form of mental abuse, guys. Okay? Telling someone that they need to change because you're doing something wrong, that's abuse. That's abusive. Okay, that's narcissistic and manipulative is also what that is. Okay, it's a form of mental abuse. So, I am so glad to be out of that relationship, though. So glad. But I just found it funny because I was getting, she was sending me the videos that, where he's talking about me and talking shit about me, and I was just like, I don't care. I really don't care. He's a liar, he's a cheat, he's a manipulator, and he has a lot of followers now, but every female that he's tried to get with or has tried to hook up with, okay, they all turn around and find out he's full of shit. Okay, which is why I put up with it for 5 years because of our son. He'll be 4. And when we first started dating, I just didn't have the attention to pay attention to the flags, you know. But the females don't stay with him very long because they're like, after a while they're just like, no, bro, no, you're no. But he keeps going, oh, I'll change. Ladies, he's not gonna change. Okay, so that brings me to the communication of my video today. Trust who you wish to trust. Okay, believe what you want to believe. If you have evidence and you have the facts right there in front of you, believe it. Okay, so what can we say? Nobody wants to be used. Nobody wants to be dominated. Nobody wants to be manipulated. You guys have to find a cohabitable, I think that's the word. You guys work together is pretty much what I'm saying. Okay, it's not codependent because then one's dependent on the other. And no, it's not what I'm saying. Not codependent. Find a relationship where you guys can actually like meet on equal grounds. Not the guy being here and you being here, or you being here and the guy being here, but where you're equal. You guys can communicate with each other. You guys can talk with each other. And you can see kind of like eye to eye, or at least compromise on some things. My boyfriend I have now, I can talk to him a lot. I really do. Like, I talk to him like every day. I enjoy talking to him. And there's some things that's like, you're not very bright, bro. And there's some things where I'm like, that was that's actually very insightful. He's just not really smooth with technology, we shall say. And that's okay. That's okay. Because I'd rather have him not be technically intelligent, I guess we could say. Technically advanced. He knows how to work some games on the phone, but I mean, like, okay, I'd rather him not. I'd rather have him not be as tech savvy. That's the word I'm looking for. I'd rather him not be as tech savvy as, you know, a lot of modern people is. He's very intelligent when it comes to like farming, like just like stuff that requires you to like stay alive. He's really, really smart about that stuff. He knows how to work with animals. He can do all the things that I like to enjoy and do. He's actually really smart at. So I'm completely cool with him not being very tech savvy. I have all the tech savviness that I need anyway. So I also don't have to trip and flip and be like, what? So on that note, I'm very happy about that. But what was I totally went off key? I think I'm just rambling now. I have no clue. But oh yeah, we compromise. Like we'll like if we have a disagreement on things, there are some things I can be hard to compromise with because there are some things I just don't budge on. And there's times when I've told him, I said, you don't know about it, don't speak on it. And I'm very adamant about that. If you don't know something, then don't speak on it. For example, his viewpoint on certain things and my viewpoint on certain things don't align. They really don't align. And then sometimes I'm going like this, like, no. But there's also a communication barrier sometimes. Not a communication barrier. There's a communication issue sometimes too, because of our cultural differences. Our differences in like how we communicate and where we've been brought up and how we were brought up and how I speak my English compared to how he speaks his English. Like it's because he's not from here. So I mean, we have cultural differences as well, which kind of causes like communication errors. So it requires patience on both of our parts, but that's where we compromise at. Like I can turn around and make a joke at it, like, your English is kind of off, bro. And he's just like, you don't understand English? I'm like, I understand English, it's not yours. And it's funny to me, but I'm pretty sure it frustrates the hell out of him sometimes. But, like, that's where we, like, get our compromise at, you know? Like, okay, I'm telling you I don't understand what you're saying. And he's like, all right, let me try to rephrase this. How do you not understand? But, and that's actually cool. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be able to compromise. You're supposed to be able to communicate with each other. Not one going, no, it's this and that's that. Like I said, there are some things that I just don't compromise on. For example, we had there was a slight communication error between him and me once, where I was getting really agitated. And I was telling him, I said, I'm not going to deny who I am. I'm not going to deny what I am. And I tell my children the same thing. Well, you can't go out announcing to the world that you're a witch. I can, but I don't. Well, now I just kind of did. But, I mean, I said it's not like we're waving banners in the town square going, hey, we're witches. No, it's more like you ask me, I tell you. If you don't ask me, I'm not going to fucking tell you, point blank. But, it had to do, and the reason why we had that little argument was because of a dream I had, and I had already reiterated the dream to my child and talked to my child about it, and because the dream was about her, and it was a bad dream. We'll just leave it at that, guys. It was horrible, okay? Like, I had a really bad nightmare from it, and me and him were talking about it, and he's like, well, do this, do that, it's not, I was like, I get that he was concerned. I understand he was coming, I understand that his communication was coming from a point of worry, a point of concern, a point of care. But I kept telling him, I've already handled the situation. Before I already went into the details of the nightmare, because I said I had a nightmare, that's why I didn't sleep well. And he's like, well, what was it? And I was like, well, let me tell you now that I've already handled the situation, and this is what I've done, and this is what I'm still working on to do so that I can finish it. Then I told him the dream, and then he's like, well, you need to do this. I was like, I just told you. It wasn't a lack of paying attention, it was a lack of communication errors on both of our parts. Because I felt like I kept repeating myself on I've already said something, I've already handled it, and he's just, in his mind, it kind of like went one track, like one focus, like, oh my god, that's horrible. Like, okay, if you're focused on a racetrack, okay, if you're looking at a racetrack, and you know you gotta get to the finish line, you tunnel vision straight to the finish line. You don't pay attention to the other cars around you until it's almost too late. And that's why you gotta have that split second reaction. It's kind of what he had done. He just tunnel visioned. And I was getting so frustrated with him. I was like, bro. In my head, I'm going, bro, I'm gonna fucking stab you. Do you not understand? I've already handled this. But, like, after talking for, like, it was, like, probably a good hour of having a conversation with him about it. Like, dude. And me just going, listen. Pay attention. I will say this slower. I will try to send this slower. Because we were texting. And at the end of it all, he said, oh, I'm sorry, okay. And I was like, hey, someone who actually said sorry. Okay. It's like, don't worry about it. You know what? And my anger just, like, went right out the door when he had done that. I was like, he apologized. Wait a minute. He realized that, like, he didn't need to tell me about it and apologized. Okay. That's a grown-ass adult. That's a grown-ass adult. Okay? That's what a grown person does. My ex, both my exes for that matter, would argue with me. No, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong. And then when I was right, would still be like, well, doesn't mean you weren't wrong before. When have I been wrong with? No, Christian, I've been wrong on a couple of things a couple of times, but I'm not all-knowing. I can't say that. There have been times when... But see, when I'm wrong, though, I'm apologizing. I go, I'm sorry, you were right. Okay? But it's very rarely that I'm wrong on something when it comes to involving myself. But my exes would be like, no, you're still wrong. It's like, how? They just told you that I was right. Your information doesn't add up when everything around you says that I'm right and you're wrong. So, quit trying to change it. But he apologized. My new boyfriend had apologized. So that right there, you guys, a grown-ass adult's going to apologize when they know that they're in the wrong. A person who is not fully mature yet. Oh, that hurts. I burnt my hand super bad, you guys. Oh my god. Okay. So, I know this is totally off the subject, but oh my god. So, I was cooking, and I had my phone placed up on top of a little step thing, not a step thing, but a stand thingy, so that I could pay attention to my recipe and my music and cook all at the same time, like I usually do. But my phone went off because I forgot to turn off the alarm, because I was up before my alarm went off. And, so the phone started vibrating and ringing, and it fell, and I went to go catch the phone. Well, my cat jumped into the chair as I was getting up and caused me to lose my balance, so I knocked the frying pan that I was cooking in, which had hot grease in it, at myself. And it flipped, and I kind of, like, freaked out, so in my trying to dodge a frying pan of hot grease, I fell, and I set my hand on top of the hot plate that I was cooking on. I don't go upstairs to cook. I cook in my own room, so if you're wondering how I'm sitting and cooking, I have a hot plate, which is like a little thing, a little tiny one-piece electrical stove burner. I have an electric tea kettle, and I have a rice cooker, because I really don't need a whole bunch of things to cook with. I'm only cooking for myself. So, I have, it's all set up on my desk. That's my desk is my kitchen. So, I had, knocked the frying pan off, and when I went to go dodge the flying grease, I fell. Well, I almost fell. I lost my balance, and I put my hand on top of the hot plate, and I'm like, oh, shit. Like, I didn't even realize I was burning myself until, like, I had finally gained my stability and was like, freaking hell, my hand hurts. And my roommate was like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'll be okay. I burnt my hand. I didn't tell him how bad I burnt my hand, but I was soaking my hand for like an hour. And I tried to call my sister. Well, I didn't call my sister. I texted my sister, and my hair is super curly because it's super weird right now. So I texted my sister. She didn't respond right away. I have an older sister named Dawn. Love her to death. She's a little, we call her the doctor of the family. But I texted my older sister Dawn. She didn't respond back to me. She's super caring. Like, I poke fun at her, and she pisses me off beyond all hell, but I'm pretty sure that sibling rivalry is what does that, because I'm pretty sure I piss her off too. Then I called my dad, and I was like, what do you know about burns? Like, how do I fix this? And he said ice, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna put ice on this. So I still soaked my hand in the cold water, you guys. Cold water is what I had done, which is not supposed to be done. And you're supposed to pull it out and, like, let it heal, but I kept soaking it, and I soaked it for, like, literally almost over an hour. And then I texted a message board at work, because even though we're out of work for another 30 freaking days, we're not going back, work is still canceled until April 30th. I'm driving myself insane. But, I texted the message board at work. One lady said tea bags, another lady had said egg whites. Before the lady with egg whites, I did soak some tea bags. I asked her what kind, because I have multiple types of tea. I love tea. I love tea. I love tea. I don't think I could say that any more than I love tea. But, so, I I said, black tea, green tea, or herbal tea? And she goes, regular tea. So regular tea to most people kind of means black tea. So I took some black tea, I soaked the tea bags, and I put them on my hand. It was okay where the burns were, because it was keeping them cooled, but if air touched it, it was really, really hurting, and I was like, I think the tea kind of like acted as an antiseptic, though, because this could really be badly infected. This really could have been badly infected. So, another lady at work said, her mom said, egg whites. So, I tried the egg whites, and I'll tell you what, egg whites, raw egg whites are awesome on burns. So, I soaked my hand in the egg whites, and I let it soak for about 2 minutes. I pulled it out, dried the excess off the back of my hand, because obviously nothing's on the back of my hand. And then it started to dry, and it felt like a dull throbbing pain, instead of the, oh my god, my hand is still on fire kind of pain. So the egg whites dried, and I was able to go take a nap. I ate a whole cake because I was in pain, and I'm still a girl, and I'm still a fat ass. So I ended up eating a whole chocolate cake. I had to. Not the best idea or the option in that matter, but still. I didn't eat anything else for the rest of the day, and I biked my ass off too. So I don't know why I just blew my hand. So I went to finally take a nap, and I woke up, and like in about an hour, my hand looked like it was almost completely healed. It looked way better. It looks horrible now, but it doesn't hurt anymore, except for in some parts. Like this still hurts because the skin dried up. It didn't even blister, guys. It did not blister. Okay, the skin where you see these little marks at are actually open wounds. The skin dried. Okay, it didn't blister up. I think the egg whites took the blister out, and the skin dried like hard scars. But because I'm an idiot and didn't think, hey, you know what? Keep it moisturized. It cracked open and has been bleeding really bad. I lost a chunk of skin off the top of that part last night, and with this coronavirus thing going around, I don't think it's really wise if I touch a whole bunch of shit. But I'm still going out and I'm still walking my dog every day for like 20 miles. But, I have lost track again. So, I've burnt my hand. My ex might be finally leaving me alone. And, I think that's it. Really think that's it. Oh, I got a new car. I'll show you the car as soon as we are allowed to put the title in my name. Because as soon as we can put the title in my name, yay! Everything is closed right now, guys, so I can't get the title to the car that I had bought in my name, but I do own the car. Once I get the car title in my name, I will show you the car, because it's not in my name yet. But it is a lovely vehicle, and I love it to death. It's so cool. Alright, guys, well, that's it for now. It's 23 minutes on the video. I'm so sorry this is a long video. Bye-bye!